What's going on with you YouTube? TheCaliEffect, king of games here, and today we're going to be going over a really fun test game. Starting off, TJ is going to normal summon Nightmare Corruptor Ibly, using immediately for a link summon into his Nightmare Mermaid. Now, we felt that these test games was extremely good, so good that we will put it on YouTube because there's some interactions I want to talk to you guys about. The Nightmare Corruptor Ibly / Nightmare Mermaid combo is really good. The only hand trap to be able to stop it is Effect Veiler, which I just so happen to have. But TJ actually comes with the extenders playing Orcust Brass Bombard, special summoning the Orcust Nightmare to his side of the field, using both of those monsters for a link summon into his Galatea anyways. I love how the Orcust deck can be, if played right, be able to make the Galatea almost no matter what happens in any given situation. TJ using the Orcust Nightmare to send the Harpour. Now Harpour is going to banish itself to special summon Symbol Skeleton to his side of the field. And he'll be able to pop off with some pretty good plays. Using both the Symbol Skeleton and the Galatea, he's going to make the Long Grisu the Orcust Orchestrator. Using the effect of Symbol Skeleton, he's going to special summon that monster back to his side of the field to Galatea. And using the Galatea's effect, he's actually going to shuffle the Symbol Skeleton into his deck to set the Orchestrated Babble. Activating that Orchestrated Babble, one would wonder, TheCaliEffect, why would you shuffle that card in? You needed to get the Dingirsu back. Well, that was the old play. We move it on to the new play, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see, Longirsu is the card that you guys would want to go into, as opposed to the Phantom Knight Rusty Bardiche, because TJ is now going to use the Dingirsu or the Galatea for the summon of the Dingirsu, and then attach the Harpour's material. Those two monsters are going to finish up with Topologic Bomber Dragon, the new boss monster inside of the Orkust strategy, and TJ can effectively pass his turn. Not only can he wipe all monsters on the field at will, he actually can do it multiple times. But if you guys want to see a deck profile of either of these, let's try to get to 1,000 likes, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to leave it to you guys. Post down below in the comment section, what deck do you guys want to see? But that Topologic Bomber Dragon Orcust Harpour can summon Symbol Skeleton, where the Bomber Dragon points to, and I'd be in a tough cookie, because he'd be able to destroy all monsters on the field if he points it to the Bomber, and then he can use Skeleton to summon Longirsu to Bomber Dragon to destroy everything yet again. And then on top of that, he'll have a Longirsu, which can further disrupt my extra monster zone. So I'm going to start off with that Dragon Shrine to send Dragunity to the graveyard, and I'm very fortunate to actually have an out to this Nightmare Corruptor Ibly, which is a complete pain if you have no Cyberse cards to deal with it. I'm going to go ahead and tribute off the Nightmare Corruptor Ibly for the normal summon of Dragunity Arma Miscellanean to attach my Kus, and then I'm going to use Kus effect to special summon itself to the side of the field. TJ in response is going to use the effect of his Orcust Harpour. He'll be able to banish it to special summon one Orcust monster from his deck to his side of the field. He's going to use that to special summon Orcust Symbol Skeleton to where Topologic Bomber Dragon points to, which will trigger Bomber Dragon's effect, destroying all monsters on the field. TJ, you really don't need that Phantom Knight's Fog Blade when you have a Dark Hole on your opponent's turn twice, as well as some disruptions in that extra monster zone. So it's really hard to break those type of boards, but I'm going to banish the Dragunity Miscellanean. I'm going to special summon Garuda, the Wind Spirit, from my hand to my side of the field. And now I'm going to actually follow up with the activation of World Legacy Guard Dragon. That'll allow me to special summon Dragunity Kus back to my side of the field. And now I can start playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Yet again. Now that TJ sees another opening, he's going to activate the effect of his Orcust Symbol Skeleton targeting the Longirsu. But I am very fortunate to actually have the Cold by the Grave to stop the Longirsu from being summoned. Now, people might be wondering, TheCaliEffect, why didn't you call by the grave a little earlier? Well, that Orchestrated Babble allows his monsters to be quick effects, so as soon as I activate Call by the Grave, he can just banish the summon and still carry on with his combos. Stopping the Longirsu is actually the key to stopping him right now. I'm going to summon the Druidi Knight Vajrayana, and then use this effect to special summon, or to attach, and then special summon a Dragunity Kus to my side of the field. And now both of those monsters can be used for a synchro summon after reading Topologic Bomber Dragon quite a few times. We're not going to make the Ascalon, we're actually going to make the Crystal Wing pointing to the Bomber Dragon, which will immediately trigger Bomber Dragon's effect, so I can negate it with Crystal Wing and swing for 6,000 damage. That's bringing TJ down to a mere 2,000 life points, and he's looking at a Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon. Now I do make a slight mistake I should have used the effect of my World Legacy Guard Dragon to move my Crystal Wing one slot over, which gave me protection from Longirsu, but right now I'm thinking there's no real way he can get it back, at least theoretically, and I'll just negate it. TJ activating his instant fusion, he's going to spell summon Thousand Eyes Restrict to his side of the field using the effect of Restrict. It's going to be baited by that Crystal Wing, not like I have much of a choice. TJ following up by normal summoning the Scrap Recycler. He's going to be able to send that's right ladies and gentlemen, a Mecha Beast O-Lion from his deck to the graveyard, which will give him a free token to his side of the field. So now with the free token, he can use that monster plus the Scrap Recycler for a Link summon, and he's going off uninhibited. I have no more cards left in my hand, maybe one card left in my hand. I don't have a lot of cards left in my hand, but the thing is, I've already used my negate, making the Nightmare Phoenix immediately into that Nightmare Mermaid. Thinking about right now, if TJ actually did have an additional card in his hand, he could have made the Nightmare Cerberus to destroy the Crystal Wing and just keep plowing forward. The Nightmare is going to summon the Orcust Nightmare, and now both of those monsters can be used back into his Galtea. Now, Galtea can shuffle a machine monster back into his deck. He's going to shuffle the Longirsu to be able to set a Orcust Crescendo to his side of the field. TJ is on a roll right now, putting in not only an awesome board through the Topologic Bomber Dragon, but hey, you broke my board. It's alright, I'm playing Orkust. I can still play Yu-Gi-Oh! Using the Nightmare. He's going to send from his deck to his graveyard a monster, which is going to be, whoa, he special summons Orcust Brass Bombard. Let me circumvent that for you. He should have sent Harp Horror to special summon Brass Bombard to his side of the field. No harm, no foul, ladies and gentlemen. It's still the same thing. He just kind of skipped over a step. He'll now be able to make that Longirsu to his side of the field, that ever needed monster, using the Brass Bombard and the Galtea. Longirsu effect shuffles two more machines monster, and that gets rid of my Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon, which again, TJ still would have had an extender out over the Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon, but Longirsu, I could at least made it a lot harder for him. Following up, he's going to use the Orcust symbol skeleton that he sent to the graveyard, or that he should have special summoned through the effect of his Harp Horror, to special summon the Galtea Orcust automation back to his side of the field. Now that automation can be used for a second Dingirsu, which will actually put TJ in the driver's seat to inflict some damage and have some presence on the board. Now this Orcust Dingirsu should be moving over to the right to where Longirsu points to, but TJ just decides not to. At least he reads the Longirsu's effect. He can't attack the turn he uses his effect. So we're kind of in there. Don't get too hyped, guys. It's just a test game. It was just good enough to actually go onto the channel. We do so many games day after day, spending hours just to perfect these strategies. I just felt for once we'll put a little bit of a sloppy game and I'll be able to explain some of those mistakes, as well as giving you some quality content. Starting off with my turn, I'm normal summoning Dragunity Senatus. This is the powerhouse card. It's way better than Dragunity Ducks in the new Dragunity deck. I'm going to discard the Phalanx to equip the Dragunity Koos, and now I can use Koos's effect to special summon itself to the side of the field. Now that Koos is on the side of the field, I can use both of those monsters for a Synchro Summon. Some people are trying to add up the levels thinking that I'm going to Synchro for 6, but Koos has the effect that I can be treated as a level 4. I'm going to Synchro Summon into Dragunity Knight Barca. Barca can equip monsters from the graveyard to Barca, which will fuel the combos, but TJ has the infinite impermanence, negating the Barca's effect. One thing that I really do like about Dragunities is that one or two hand traps possibly doesn't stop them. The deck is scary good. It can continue to play forward throughout hand traps and even most times disruptions. This time around, I'm going to have the Dragunity Divine Lance, which can equip my Barca, and after careful reading, I'm like, whoa, I still have this combo. I'll be able to equip a Dragunity monster from my deck to the Barca, and then the Dragunity monster can special summon itself to the side of the field. And I'm still just bewildered, like, I still can play Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, the Infinite Impermanence should have been a huge choke point to the Barca, preventing me from playing Yu-Gi-Oh! But no, I'm still allowed to play this darn card game. Special summoning the Koos to my side of the field. I can now actually special summon another monster which will fuel my combo. And it was a very lucky draw to have this card in my hand, but at the same time, it's like, it's still really powerful. You still have to pay it. I'm going to banish the Barca and send the Lance to the graveyard to special summon Dragunity Armor Leviathan. And now Leviathan can equip another Koos to my side of the field, which will special summon itself And congratulations, ladies and gentlemen, we are pretty much on to the combo of those two monsters being used for the summon of Dragunity Knight Romulus. And now we can use Romulus's effect to add a Dragon Ravine from our decks to our hands this time, because we have so much strongness in our hand that one disruption, TJ, you're going to need a little bit more. You're going to need like a Ghost Ogre and Ash Blossom. You're going to need the entire kitchen sink to stop this Dragunity deck. I'm going to go ahead and activate World Legacy Guard Dragon. I'm going to special summon to my side of the field that Dragunity Orkust back to my side of the field. And now since I have those two arrows pointed down and two monsters that I can summon it to, I'm going to send both to the graveyard for the summon of Guard Dragon LP and Guard Dragon Pisty. Now here's where the Guard Dragon combos get insane, because I'll be able to special summon the Red Eyes Darkness Metal to my side of the field. But now Red Eyes Darkness Metal isn't going to get just a normal dragon from the graveyard to my side of the field. It's actually going to summon a really good dragon that will allow me to extend my combos. I'm going to special summon Dragunity Armor Leviathan to my side of the field. Since this Armor Leviathan was summoned, it can equip Orkust to it. Special summoning the Orkust right back to my side of the field, I have a board full of cards, 6 monsters on the field. Now I'm going to use the LP, Red Eyes Darkness Metal, the Dragunity Romulus, and the Armor Leviathan for a Link summon into the most powerful Link monster. Nah, it's not the most powerful, but it's still really good. And Saryuja Skull Dread. I'm going to be able to draw 4 cards from my deck and place 3 to the bottom. It's essentially a +1, but it also allows me to mitigate those rough hands that I had and get the exact cards that I need. So now we're going to follow up by using the effect of our Saryuja Skull Dread. We'll be able to special summon our Dragunity Armor Miscellanean, which would only further our combo. Miscellanean will equip the Dragunity Phalanx, and then we'll use the effect of Guard Dragon Pisty. Since Saryuja and Pisty point to an arrow zone, I'll be able to special summon Red Eyes Darkness Metal for the Armor Leviathan for the Dragunity Orkust. Now we're going to use the Saryuja Skull Dread and the Red Eyes Darkness Metal for a Link summon into Argapane. Argapane will allow me to special summon the Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss to my side of the field. And we are making a board that TJ possibly can't break. Argapane and Pisty for another Link summon into our Heretic Seal of Heavenly Spheres. And now we'll be able to start more special summoning. Bringing out Dragunity Phalanx, we'll use that in the Miscellanean for a Blow-Load Savage Dragon. Whoa! Savage Dragon will be able to attach that Saryuja Skull Dread as a quick spell card. And now we can use the effect of our Dragunity Orkust to special summon itself to our side of the field. Do we have more plays? Nah, I don't think I have any more plays, at least not in this version of the build. I'm going to special summon that Dragunity Orkust to my side of the field, and now I'm going to use the Armor Leviathan and the Orkust that I just summoned for the Secret Summon of Ascalon. Now, Ascalon is more of a defensive card or a go second card, but leaving the Armor Leviathan on the field, I just didn't feel powerful with it. The Ascalon gave me a 3300 beater that if he did disrupt it, I could special summon a monster from my extra deck to my side of the field. TJ activating that instant fusion, we're going to go ahead and stop that with the Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss. He's then going to go ahead and follow 1-for-1, and I'm thinking about that. I'm going to allow that to happen. He's going to get the token regardless. So he's going to discard the Mecha Phantom Beast O-Lion, which will get him a token, and he'll be able to special summon Orcust Brass Bombard from his deck to his side of the field. Another reason why we like running the Bombard. TJ with 2 monsters, he can start with the Poppin' Off, using both of those monsters for a Link summon into his Nightmare Phoenix, and then Nightmare Phoenix immediately into a Link summon into his Nightmare Mermaid. Mermaid discarding a Orcust Harpoor. I'm going to go ahead and stop him right there, even though I think that that was actually not the greatest time to stop his combo sequence, because now we can just use the Orcust Harpoor to special summon the Nightmare from his deck to his side of the field. I guess it did kind of hinder him. Not really. Whatever. He's going to summon that Orcust Nightmare to his side of the field. Now he's locked to only summoning dark monsters, using both of those monsters for an Exceed summon into Galtea, or Link summon into Galtea. And then I'm going to go ahead and trigger the effect of my Heretic Seal of Heavenly Spheres to bounce the Galtea, and then trigger the second effect. Now, I don't know why I didn't play any of the Morphage monsters to prevent him from special summoning from his extra deck. That's going to cost me, because Tempest Dragon Ruler of Storms is going to get the board instead of the Morphage Goliath. And TJ has not invested his normal summoning Scrap Recycler to send his Orcust Symbol Skeleton from his deck to his graveyard. This deck, it just can't be stopped. Orcust have options upon options upon options, extenders for days. Using the Symbol Skeleton to spell summon back his Orcust Nightmare. He's going to use both of those monsters for the link summon right back into the Galatea Orcust of Automation. Now we can use the effect of his automation to shuffle in one of his Dark Machine monsters, but he still hasn't even used some of his critical effects. So he's going to go ahead and shuffle in that Symbol Skeleton, and he'll be able to summon Orchestrated or set Orchestrated Babble back to his side of the field. TJ is popping off right now, but how would he break this board? Now, granted, it should have been an Amorphage monster because I play the Heavenly Spheres, but you guys know how I feel about bricks. I don't like playing them, so I'm going to pay this time and then learn my lesson to always play the Morphage in Dragunity. So TJ summoning the Dingirsu to his side of the field. He'll use the Dingirsu's effect to send the Bull-Load Savage Dragon to the graveyard because it does have the higher attack. An attack it's really hard to get over, seeing that it was like 4,400 attack. And then he's actually going to use the effect of his Orcust Nightmare. This is really weird, because Orcust Nightmare is going to send a World Legacy World 1 from his deck to the graveyard, but he's sending it so his Dingirsu can gain attack to attack over my Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss. It's kind of crazy when you think about it, that he's actually using the Orcust Nightmare for the attack gain. And I mean, not much for anything else. But if you guys want to see the other deck profile, don't worry, ladies and gentlemen. I'll have both of them on Patreon very soon. But for the people that want to see it for everyone, go ahead and try to get this video to 1,500 likes. We have raised our standards, ladies and gentlemen, because you guys were getting 1,000 likes within the first day. I know you guys can do that 1,000. Let's shoot for that 15 for both deck profiles available to the wide public. Right now, it's a timed exclusive, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see if we can get that to just an exclusive on Patreon where everyone can see. So this is an interesting board. The Dingirsu is allowed to attack over the Scarlet Red Dragon Archfiend. And I'm not 100% sure what's in TJ's graveyard if he does have the disruption and get over to Ascalon. Because if he doesn't, the Ascalon is a threat. It can banish a Dragunity monster in the graveyard to banish a monster on his side of the field. So yes, he does. He's actually going to... It looks like, I don't know how that happened, but he's going to banish the World Legacy World 1 to special summon the Symbol Skeleton back to his side of the field. And then he's going to go ahead and attack with both of his monsters, running over my Dragunity Coast and also attacking over my Hot Red Dragon Archfiend. Oh no, okay, I see what should have happened. He should have shuffled in the Harp Porter instead of the Orcust Symbol Skeleton, so he's going back and rectifying that little misplay. It is a test game, so trying to figure out what is the best for the best. He then makes Galatea the Orcust of Automation and then passes his turn. He can then gain the effect of his Orcust Automation on my turn to set a Dragunity, or you know what, Orcust card. So now on the standby phase, he's going to special summon that Dingirsu to get rid of the Ascalon. And Tidal should be in, or Tempest should be in my hand right now because it is the end phase of his turn. So I should have no monsters on the field. I'm going to go ahead and add that card to my hand. And yeah, we're in a pretty interesting spot that Dingirsu is on the field, so I don't have to really play through that disruption. And the Galatea can set a card to his side of the field, but there's not a single threat that he can necessarily place right now. I'm in a good spot. I just need to summon really big monsters. I'm going to do that by activating that copy of Dragon Ravine that I did add, or I did search from Romulus last turn. Sending the Dragunity Phalanx to the graveyard to add Dragunity Ducks. I'll be able to normal summon that Dragunity Ducks and pop off with some plays. Ladies and gentlemen, this is crazy. How this deck is still, even after breaking a board that shouldn't have been broken, someone play the Morphage monsters next time, Cali. We're going to still be able to break the Orkust board. And Orkust, with TJ, did play very well, being able to have multiple ways into his Galatea, which equaled into the board that he has now. But Dragunity Ducks is going to hit the board, attaching the Phalanx as material. And then Phalanx is going to special summon itself to the side of the field using both of those monsters for a synchro summon. You guys can only guess what we're going to summon. I do have a Tidal in my hand, so I could go into Gay Durg, then send the Zephyros to the graveyard, bounce the Ravine, but I'm not feeling that. I'm going to go ahead and summon Vajriana to my side of the field, using Vajriana's effect to attach the Dragunity Phalanx back. And I think Crystal Wing actually might be a good idea. I don't play another copy of Ascalon. That at this point in time, Ascalon would have actually helped a lot. And TJ actually should have linked his Dingirsu to the Galatea now that I'm seeing it. So the Dragunity Phalanx is going to hit the field, and Vajrayana plus Phalanx can make a Crystal Wing. It can also make a Borreload, equipping. Oh, I've already summoned the Borreload, so no, it can't. TJ preemptively using his Galtea is going to set the Orcust Crescendo from his deck to his side of the field. It is a quick effect because he does have Orchestrated Babble on his side of the field. We're trying to figure out, or I'm trying to figure out what would be the best course of option. I still think it is Crystal Wing. Placing it in the extra monster zone, I'll be able to attack over his Orcust Galtea. Oh, and I also have Tidal in hand still, but still, the Gayderg would have been a good play. Summon Zephyros, get a Zephyros and Gayderg, and then pop off with the Romulus plays for the second time around. I think it would have been good hands. So I am going to summon that Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon to my side of the field. I'm also going to banish 2 Wind and or Dragon monsters for the summon of the card off the Forbidden List. Your boy, Tempest Dragon Ruler of Storms is here. So in this particular sequence, even if the Dingirsu was linked, I'd attack with the Crystal Wing into the Dingirsu as I'm doing right now. And then I'm attack the Tempest into the Galtea, which would effectively bring TJ to 6,000 life points, but more importantly, give me a disruption with Crystal Wing and some board presence. So TJ won't have a link monster on the field, so I don't have to worry about that Orcust Crescendo. And a lot of his, actually all of his plays to get 2 monsters to a set of the field require monster effects. So Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon is the perfect card to stop all of that. So unless he draws a, I don't know, I guess Mecha Phantom Beast, I think I can still negate that because I'm pretty sure it activates. TJ's not going to draw any of that. He's going to go ahead and scoop this game up. We are going into game 3, ladies and gentlemen. It's been exciting watching both of these decks battle it out. Dragunity's coming with the ultimate board to have it been broken with subpar deck building. Again, deck profiles, this is why we do the testing. And Orkust showing that it's still very viable even with losing the Phantom Knight. This time TJ is going to go ahead and activate that Signet Mining, discard the Orcust Nightmare from his hand to the graveyard. He'll be able to add that Nightmare Corruptor Ibli, and I'm telling you guys, if you do not have it out for Nightmare Corruptor Ibli, this card is a complete pain. Putting it on your opponent's side of the field when you know that they're playing a deck that can't out the Ibli, it's just another terror that the deck has to deal with. Using Chain Link Order, Corruptor Ibli is going to be 2, Mermaid's going to be 1. He's going to discard Instant Fusion to be able to special summon the Ibli to my, and then special summon the Ibli to my side of the field. Thanos is going to be Chain Link 3. This is going to be the only time I'll be able to summon Thanos because I do control an Ibli. And yeah, I'm kind of grateful that I had Thanos in this beginning sequence because it allowed me to mix up my hand a little bit. One thing I do want to point about Thanos is that he is a dragon monster. So not only does he help mold your hands, he becomes a free dragon monster to your side of the field to help you ease into that Romulus. So TJ special summoning that Orcust Nightmare to his side of the field. He's now going to be able to special summon the Galtea using both of those monsters. Banishing from his graveyard that Orcust Nightmare, he's going to go ahead and send Orcust Harpor. We already know what's coming on right here. Harpor is going to activate its effect. And now he'll be able to special summon Symbol Skeleton to his side of the field, just like the good old days. Now, of course, that Symbol Skeleton and the Longirsu can be used for a link summon into, or his Galtea can be used for a link summon into his Longirsu. And Longirsu doesn't have any cards that he points to, but as you guys can see, he's probably still going to make that Topologic Bomber Dragon play. Banishing the Symbol Skeleton to special summon the Galtea. He'll now be able to use the effect of his Galtea. And I actually have the Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit. Whoa, we'll get over this Galtea, send it to the graveyard. And even if it was linked, it prevents it from being destroyed by battle, so we're pretty good. TJ will still be able to set the Orchestrated Babble. And he's still in a pretty decent spot, even after not being able to put the Dingirsu combo in his graveyard. Getting that Symbol Skeleton back into his graveyard, he's going to follow with activating Instant Fusion. Longirsu actually would have been really easy to deal with. I already have a plan, I guess, but TJ just so happens to have the Instant Fusion, paying 1,000 life points to special summon El Shadow Winded to his side of the field. And not going with the protection play, he's actually going to make the Topologic Bomber Dragon this time around. He still has the Orcust Nightmare in his graveyard, so yeah, he can still use the effect of Orcust Nightmare to send cards. This is what separates your Orcust decks, your pure hybrids from, or your pure versions from your hybrids. You can run a maximum amount of Orcust cards, and none of them are bricks. Seriously, drawing Orcust Nightmare and putting multiples in your grave is like a heaven sent as opposed to a brick inside of your more pure versions. But if you guys want to buy some really good product from a really good place, I know you guys are wondering where I get this mat from. You guys can check out Imperium Duelist. Use code CaliEffect10 off to receive 10% off your entire purchase, ladies and gentlemen. This duel is going madness. I have to switch, yes, that Nightmare Corruptor Ibli to attack to take 3,000 damage to the face just so I can play Yu-Gi-Oh! This turn. If that, I would have to pass my turn or summon a Link monster, and Dragunities ain't got no room for that. I'm going to activate Dragon's Ravine, sending Blackwing Zephyro from my hand to the graveyard, and I'll be able to send a monster from my deck to my graveyard or add a Dragunity monster from my deck to my hand. This time around, I'm going to add the Phalanx. So we're trying to be in good hands right now. We do have a dragon monster on our side of the field. The Zephyros is from our hand to the graveyard, so we can use Zephyros' effect, bouncing the Ravine to special summon the Zephyros back to our side of the field. And now we can make a Romulus. TJ thinking that this is an ample opportunity, I'm going to go ahead and banish the Heartpour to special summon the Symbol Skeleton from my deck to my side of the field. That's going to trigger Bomber Dragon this time around. Fortunately for me, I just so happen to have the Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit to follow on that Bomber Dragon. Double Ghost Ogre, guys. Too strong. We're going to destroy that Bomber Dragon and kind of level the playing field right now. 0 cards in each player's main monster zone. I feel like I'm in a good spot. I also have that Dragon's Ravine in my hand, so let's go ahead and activate it again. Since it's not a hard once per turn, we're going to go ahead and use this effect, sending Tempest from our hand to the graveyard. Talk about the one-ofs, ladies and gentlemen. Tempest will be able to send a Supreme King Dragon Dark Worm from our deck to our graveyard, which is a free dragon monster. Getting 2 dragon monsters to your side of the field, or 2 Winged Beasts, or any combination is pretty easy for this deck. So now, using the effect, we're going to go ahead and special summon Supreme King Dragon Dark Worm to our side of the field. We know we still have to worry about TJ's Longirsu play. We don't have the Call by the Grave this time around, so the Longirsu is a second disruption that almost can't be stopped. So now TJ is going to go ahead, or I'm going to normal summon the Dragunity Senatus, and I'm going to put it in the zone where Longirsu just can't point to no matter what. I'm kind of safe right now. Longirsu is an out, but he can only summon it in the main monster zone. So while you can summon it to where my Link arrows point to, right now I'm in a perfectly good spot. I'm going to attach to Dragunity Kus. And now I can use Kus effect to special summon itself. Using the Senatus, or I'm sorry, the Dark Worm and the Kus for a Link summon it to a Romulus. Here's why I feel TJ actually did make the mistake. He's going to actually use the effect of his Symbol Skeleton to special summon his Longirsu, and then use his Longirsu to send the Romulus to the graveyard. I feel like this is a huge mistake, because summoning the Longirsu was a good idea, but all you have to do is just wait for it, or for me to summon a monster to where Romulus points to, and then he can use Longirsu's effect to send it to the graveyard. That, like, maybe he just read it wrong, maybe he thought Longirsu has to point to something, but no. Longirsu activates and can send cards from what any monster points to, and that's what makes the card just so powerful for Orkust. So I'm still going to be able to add my Dragunity Divine Lance. Using the Divine Lance's effect, I'll be able to attach, yes, a Dragunity monster to my Senatus. I'm going to go ahead and attach another Kus. Kus to special summon itself. I'll now be able to use both of those monsters for a Synchro Summon. And now we can make Dragunity Barca. TJ has no more responses to this Dragunity Barca. And this just might... I have some bad news for you guys. I'll tell you guys a little later. But this just might seal the game. Using both of those monsters for a Synchro Summon, I'm going to go ahead and make Dragunity Knight Barca. And it's amazing how this deck flows really well with Synchros and Links. It just might be the most advanced Synchro deck that we have right now. I'm going to equip not 1, not 2, but 3 monsters to my Dragunity Barca. Now I can make some plays. I can special summon all 3 of those bad puppies to my side of the field. I'm going to special summon the Phalanx, the Koos, and double Koos to my side of the field. But I'm not done. I want to get rid of this Lone Girsu. Since I've already entered my battle phase, I can't just attack over it. But what I can do is I can synchro the Barca and the Koos for the monster that everybody doubted when it came out, but just proves itself time after time again to be a really powerful card for the Dragunity strategy. The fact that it's not once per turn also makes it kind of busted too. So I'm going to special summon Dragunity Knight Ascalon. And now Ascalon can banish that Senatus, since I'll never be able to recur its effect again, to get rid of the Lone Girsu. Now here is the huge mistake that I make, ladies and gentlemen, and like, it took me a while to realize this, but I thought I used the Tempest effect in this combo sequence. If I knew that I didn't use Tempest's effect, I would have banished 2 monsters, summoned the Tempest, used the Ascalon and the Tempest for a link summon into the second Romulus, then the Koos and the Phalanx for link summons into Guard Dragon, Elpie, and Pisty. You know, you guys already know Pisty to summon Red Eyes, or to summon the Armor Leviathan attach and special summon, and I would just be able to have a field day with TJ. He wouldn't be winning this game. He wouldn't have any hopes of even playing Yu-Gi-Oh! But simple old me, I think that I use the Tempest effect. Oh man, it's just one of those times where you just gotta look at your gameplay and just smile. It's like, it's a test game, TheCaliEffect. It's just a test game that just so happens to go on YouTube. So one of those times where everyone makes mistakes. It just happens, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna pass it right back to TJ. TJ taking full advantage. He's gonna normal summon the Scrap Recycler. I don't even think he noticed that I didn't use it. He's normally just faded out of his mind. So he's playing Yu-Gi-Oh! On Cloud 9 anyways. He's gonna use the effect of Scrap Recycler to send a Orcust Brass Bombard. But no, it looks like he's thinking about that opinion or that option. Seeing that he doesn't already have the Orcust Harp Horror in his graveyard, I think he just might want to change his mind and send the Harp Horror, because Harp Horror can now summon the Brass Bombard for your deck, and he can pretty much have a combo going on here. So yes, it looks like TJ is going to swap the Brass Bombard out for Orcust Harp Horror, and now he's going to go ahead and banish that Orcust Harp Horror using its effect to special summon an Orcust monster from his deck to his side of the field. That's going to be the Brass Bombard. I swear, Brass Bombard is a lot better than what people give it credit for. It allows you to extend in a pure Orcust stat. Now he's going to use both of those monsters for a link summon into his Galtea, taking full advantage of my subpar board of me not knowing that I did not use Tempest's effect. Man, this just has to be a kick in the gut right now. So now he's going to be able to set the Orcust Crescendo through Galtea's effect. He already has the Babel on the side of the field. Using the effect of his Orcust Brass Bombard, he's going to special summon the Symbol Skeleton to his side of the field now, using both of those monsters for a link summon into the Lone Girsu that he shuffled back into his deck through Galtea's effect. And now he can use the effect of his Lone Girsu. Well, I guess that's not really a good idea. It doesn't even point to anything right now. But yeah, I'm in a tough pickle right here. TJ is taking full advantage of my not so great board, using the Symbol Skeleton to special summon the Galtea back to his side of the field. And now he can use that monster for an Exceed summon into his Dengirsu. Man, now he can use Dengirsu's effect to get rid of the Ascalon. And he essentially broke my board. He wouldn't have been able to break the huge board. I would have won this match if I would have played it right. But then again, if TJ would have actually played it right, this game would have been over a lot sooner, as I wouldn't be able to special summon anything under the Romulus due to Lone Girsu's effect. He essentially breaks my board and then passes his turn. I like to say that it's an eye for an eye right now. It's a balance of karma, because we wouldn't have got this far if it weren't for TJ's mistake. But it's still really exciting to see Orcust and Dragunities go at it and break each other's boards, no matter what they look like. So me drawing my card, I'm going to go ahead and use the effects of my Dragon's Ravine, sending the Arma Miscellanean from my hand to the graveyard. I'm going to go ahead and add Dragunity Ducks, which is the perfect follow-up play in the Dragunity strategy. The only unfortunate thing is that TJ does have that card face down. Yes, he has the Orcust Crescendo. I'm going to go ahead and normal summon my Dragunity Ducks. Do I have a follow-up play after the Ducks is negated by the Orcust Crescendo? Do I, ladies and gentlemen? Am I going to be able to still play Yu-Gi-Oh? The answer? No. This game is over. TJ is the winner. Thank you guys so much for watching another segment of The Cali Effect. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and give it a like. And if you really did, consider joining our Patreon. We have so many awesome rewards. Please like, comment, subscribe, but most of all, enjoy. I hope you guys are having a great day like I am.